Hey everyone, it's Deja from knitandcrocheteverafter.com. Today's stitch pattern is called Fresh Fans. So this is a pretty easy repeat. It's only a 2-row repeat and it's kind of self-explanatory. Once you get into it, you'll know exactly what you're doing each row, so it's an easy one to sit and watch TV with. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll talk more about the pattern after we do the actual stitches, but download the pattern below and we'll get started. So to get started with this pattern, it is a multiple of 10 plus 2. So it's a pretty wide pattern, so you have quite a large multiple, but it's a really easy multiple. So when you're making your foundation chain, you need to multiply by 10 depending on how wide you want it, and then add 2 more for the foundation chain. So we're just doing one repeat so that it's nice and fast. So I'm just going to do chain 12, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, so for row 1, the first thing we're going to do is single crochet in the second chain from our hook. So whenever you single crochet in the foundation chain, you always skip that first one. I'm going to go ahead and just work in the back loops and do a single crochet. Then our stitches begin immediately. You'll notice on my sample, I did do some border. I did 2 rows of single crochet. If you're going to do a border, just to make sure that all your stitches are in the front, do it in multiples of 2, so that way the right side stays the right side. But if you're going to do a border, kind of the same thing, because it's still going to work. So you'll do the same amount of stitches, just do some single crochets, and then you'll start with row 1. So for the repeat, we're going to skip our next 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in this 5th chain, we're going to work 9 treble crochets. So it's going to create that fan. So we're going to yarn over twice. Make sure I have 5 again, yep. And we're going to start our trebles. So we let go of our trebles. So we're going to yarn over, pull through 3 times. Again, yarn over twice. It's already pulling up, so it's easy to see that spot we're working into. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Let's do that 7 more times. I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to sit here through 7 more. And we're on number 9 to finish off. This naturally curls around because there are so many. Let's make sure I still have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, we're good. Then what we're going to do is skip another 4 chains. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll notice that brings us to our last stitch for this, but that's going to be your repeat. We're going to do a single crochet in here. And that would be repeated across the way. So you'll skip 4, treble 9, skip 4, single crochet as many times as you need to for your multiple. And then we're ready for row 2. For row 2, we're going to turn our work and we're going to start with a tall chain. I love tall chains. Watch my tall chain video if you want to learn more about it, but it just takes the place of chaining at the beginning of your row, and it keeps from having big spaces. So that's the short story. Go see the video for the long story. So I'm going to tall chain the size of about a treble crochet. I'll lock it in with a chain, and then that's not going to count as a stitch. So I'm going to actually do a treble crochet into this single crochet of the row below. And this just, that tall chain removes the space. It gives it like an actual stitch in that first stitch instead of a tall skinny chain where you would normally have one. So next we're going to do 1 more tall chain in this first stitch. And then our repeat is going to start. We're going to chain 3. This is a real easy row. We're going to skip 4 treble crochets. So the easy way is to turn it sideways and look for chains. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the middle top treble, or 5th treble, we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet in it. So we're going to get under both loops, pull up, single crochet, then we're going to chain 4 again. I'm sorry, chain 3, not chain 4. And skip another 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the other trebles of the chains. And we're going to do 2 trebles into that very last single crochet. So our repeat, if we were going across the way, is that we're doing 2 trebles in that next stitch. We would chain 3 again. Oops, I'm only doing a double here. We would chain 3 again, do the single crochet in the middle of our fan, and then do these 2 trebles again after our next chain 3. That's a real easy short row because you're just building that height so that you can do your next row of fans. So this is pretty fast working, I would say. It's a really easy pattern. So for row 3, our final repeat row, it's just a little bit more of the same. We're going to chain 1, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet between these 2 stitches. So we're not picking any actual stitch, we're just going to reach between and do a single crochet. Very simple. We don't have to really count much. Then we're going to skip or chain 3, and we're going to work our 9 trebles right into that single crochet. Not a whole lot of counting in this pattern. Really the only thing you have to be careful of is using that single crochet in the middle of your treble fan when you get to that portion. So we're going to do 9 trebles in here. Again, I'll speed it up so you don't have to sit through all of them. And I'm on my 9th treble, except I'm doing a double. I always do that. No, I can't catch it. All right. So we've fanned out again, and then our last stitch of the row, or of our repeat, is doing another single crochet between these 2 trebles. So that would be your repeat across, is that single crochet, do your fans over the fans, and single crochet all the way till you get to the end. And then you're just going to repeat those 2 rows. You're going to repeat rows 2 and 3 depending on the kind of edging you want. You might want to end with a row 2 repeat so that you have a squared off edge. If you want like a bumpy edge, that's totally fine. So with mine, I did a row 2 repeat, and then I just did some single crochets at the top. So you're going to do the same amount of stitches that you have. So you would do single crochet into both trebles, 3 chains in here, 3 chains, both trebles, just across until you get that. So you'll notice this is a little wonky. It does look best when it's blocked. It won't be this perfectly flat when it finishes. I did block this. You can also do color changes, so it would be 3 and 2 that you would do the color changes on so that the top is squared off, or you could do 2, 3, totally up to you. I did run the color changes up the side because it's such a tall stitch in that fan row. There is quite a big run, so if you're going to add a border, that's good, but I would probably, if I was making an actual project, I would cut the ends and weave them in, because this is definitely going to get snagged on something. But for just the stitch sample, it'll do. So that is the fresh fans. And also notice that the there is really a wrong side and a right side because of how the trebles look. So this is technically the wrong side, but I don't think it looks bad. I like both sides, so it is kind of reversible. Totally up to you what you do with it. You can go lengthwise and do a few rows, like this many rows, and make a really long scarf, or you can go a vertical scarf. Thank you for watching.